The assault on Durilien Keep starts on an unassuming morning. The captain of the guard is alerted to a small gathering of civilians running to the gate in a panic. The civilians explain that an uprising is starting and they ask for shelter. A large force is coming and they aren't safe. The captain is skeptical until his archers alert him to a large movement of bodies heading their way. He lets the civilians in as their panicking is becoming a risk, then closes the gate and gets to his archers. They weren't wrong. A horde of peasants is surrounding the keep and keeping their distance. Something has happened that the captain clearly doesn't know about. The peasants have a lot of basic weapons and crude shields, but worryingly also a sizable gathering of bows and some mounted units. There's no siege equipment on the ladders, but that's not a surprise to the captain. They immediately send a message by bird to their ruler for aid, stating that they can defend themselves from within the keep but cannot rely on their food stocks for long. The army they're facing is large, however it's not professional. Then the arrows begin to rain down onto them. They barely reach over the walls as the attacking archers are unskilled and are cautious of getting into their enemy's range, but it's enough to get the civilians within the walls pushed into the castle itself. The arrows quickly stop, the captain telling their own forces to hold. Only minor injuries are reported so far and their stocks are limited. Save the arrows on an actual assault. From this point on, the captain is relying on aid coming as soon as possible, as well as the walls surrounding them. Over the course of the day, arrows sporadically rain down into the keep, taking some guards by surprise and causing more injuries, though again they're mostly minor. As evening falls, the captain notes there are no fires being lit by the attackers, and makes sure not to light any himself to avoid giving them any help. Peasants spend the first few hours slowly moving nearer before firing more shots. It's not like the keep moved, but they still aren't very accurate. As the wall guards are suspicious of an assault and vision is limited, some are caught out by the sudden shots in the dark and are injured severely enough to be put out of action. Peasants immediately back away, staying clear of return fire. All throughout this, the attackers supply line to keep them well stocked with arrows. Then the attackers change tactics. Now they make a racket, instruments, yelling, chanting, everything they can do to annoy the occupiers. It comes from all sides, and throughout the night further attacks are made by the archers as the noise continues. The yelling, however, is also a signal. The civilians inside are not innocent. They're the best fighters the rebels could field. The captain left some guards with them just to be safe, but they are easily overpowered in a rush, and their armour is donned by whoever fits it best. They take the place of the real guards, but act like nothing has changed. The guards they killed are hidden. Not well, but enough for what they need. The infiltrators make sure to get as much rest as they can throughout the night, so they're ready for the day to come. As the yelling outside stops, they know morning is approaching. So now, they start a panic, pretending that they are convinced that an assault might be coming. The civilian army gets what they want. None of the guards have managed to rest during the entire night due to what noise that they've been making. At some point, the fake guards are relieved and move to the barrack section so that new guards can take their place. Once they get there, they pretend to sleep like the other guards. Then the fake ones get up and start killing them all as quickly and quietly as possible. As they're under assault, all the guards have their weapons with them, weapons that are now under control of the civilians. These weapons are gathered by the fake guards and put near the door, and then they head back to where their allies are being kept. Once they enter, they whistle, a signal. The civilians overpower these new guards quickly before being led to the weapons. Secrecy is now over. While all this is going on, outside the arrows are raining down almost constantly. The peasant army knew that they couldn't assault the keep normally, so they work in unison through plans made beforehand, and they have to hope it's working. And it is. The captain is distracted, and the tired guards aren't paying attention as well as they should. They might be trained, but they have become complacent. Small injuries are now being reported constantly. Serious issues start to appear as line of sight is lost as the guards hunker down and try and avoid any arrows. The peasants roar in unison as the arrows stop. A mistake is made by the guards as they look over the walls assuming an assault. The arrows then continue moments later, catching many, a feint. By this point the guards start firing back, but their caution stops them from knowing if they're doing much, and many more have been injured. The captain moves to find any spare guards that they can and ends up walking into the civilians just as they finish picking clean the barracks. Cut down a few as they charge them, but skills only go so far against a small horde in a confined space. By this point the fake guards are moving to the gate controls. They won't open it immediately, but they do need to get in place. After a while, the arrows stop. Guards are panicking and refuse to look. The fake guards yell as loud as they can. They yell of, "We have the gate." And there, the infiltrators inside start to push out, yelling as well, carrying the corpse of the captain with them. They throw it over the side of the wall, yelling for surrender. Guards move to fight off the sudden assault, and as they do so, the fake guards open the gate slowly. It's not quiet, but if it provides a distraction for their allies, it helps. Now, the army outside begins to charge. From this point on, it's safe to assume that the attackers overwhelm their smaller, much more tired opponent force. But why do all of this? Well, as a rebellion, it does many things. It denies a base of operations to their enemy while providing one for them, but it also serves as a warning. What ruler wants to hear of the lowest in their lands taking over a castle by force, and doing so with infiltration techniques? It ultimately serves as a moment of strength for the rebellion. Look at what we can do when we work together. Join us.